Hello everybody, my name is Goodboy and welcome to a video on how to troll the enemy team so badly with a ridiculous game length that they rage quit. This is a recent world record attempt for over a 5.5 hour game. Like, I struggled to get an hour in, never mind 5.5, but I'm going to be going through some of the techniques used, and if you and your friends have got some time and want to try and set a world record and want to troll people to death, this is it. So let's do this. This is so funny. So, the two most standout heroes on the Radiant side, so the Radiant are going to be the ones stalling the game extensively, are Treant, Protector, and Techies. So these two heroes are the most well known for their stalling tactics, and they are genius level at doing that. So you've got regeneration from all buildings from Treant, and then Techies just puts all those explosive downs all the time, making it very, very difficult to push. And yes, fine, you can use gems and camera items, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. But generally speaking, they're hilarious at stopping your advances. And if you have decided to advance, without any kind of detection, which happens more on lower skill levels, but at any level anyway, then, these guys will shoot you down. The Alchemist is insane for farm. The Sniper is insane for distance. So Sniper can keep such an insane level of distance from targets that he can effectively kill everyone from a great length. He can also push pretty well, but he's great at dishing out such extreme levels of damage that pushing into him is difficult. Alchemist is in there for the exceptional levels of farm, and obviously how it can assist teammates. Pudge is the only one that you could probably replace with something, meaningful. In terms of like the first hour or so in the game, the mechanism is quite simple. Level up, buy items, and of course stall any advances. Heal towers, place explosives down. And generally just try not to concede too much. You can of course roughly get that Aghanim Scepter on Treant, and as you can see on the map already, lots of trees starting to give vision. It gets a lot worse, by the way. And that works quite nicely. Now the enemy team are going to try and finish the game probably within an hour, and that's something you just can't allow to happen. But the one thing you definitely don't want to do, and that is aggressive pushing. Oh, you may also notice at this point that due to the extreme gold capability that the team has and the giant net worth difference, buying a Divine Rapier is definitely a thing. So at hour 2, the Dire side try to do the responsible thing, and that is end the game. And they come really close, I might add. Key strategies involved here. The Troll, the Legion Commander are two superb pushers. And while the Sniper makes merry hell and deals a lot of damage, he may have dropped a Rapier or two and it fallen into the enemy hands, and that's sort of been the problem. But yeah, it's fine, not a big deal. Just good old stalling tactics from the team will work nicely. But of course they've conceded a Rax, people are jumping in. Legion Commander is scary when fat. It's a fat Legion Commander. So, everything's in there. And this is kind of the key point, is that pretty much if the enemy can't end the game within the first, hour or so, the chances are they never are, because that Sniper is just going to perma-damage them with just ridiculous invincible stuff. But again, you have to play very defensively. And then that's hilarious. So with the enemy thwarted, things are going back. They're still continuing to try and get in there. And of course, control items. These are the tricks of the trade. So obviously Scythe of Vice, a very good one. Turn them into a pig or a sheep or whatever it is. Obviously Sniper's just gone for pure 5 Divine Rapier damage. And a Blink Dagger for Essential Escape. Honestly, it's just shot. It's pure. It's like this is just professional level troll. Pudge has gone for extreme levels of survivability. Techies has gone for like this most ridiculous build ever, where he's basically invincible. But now that we've gotten to well over the 2-hour mark, you can probably start to imagine the team's going to start to get pretty frustrated, and rightly so. I would get very frustrated as well if the game had gone on for over 2 hours. So this is comfortably in to hour 2, and again, because you've got a lot of hard carries, so sniper, but also you got your alchemist. I mean, to be honest, techies is also carrying as well, so let's not forget the techies carry. Basically, that allows you to stall pretty nicely while also gaining ridiculous levels of farm. Now, at this point in the game, we see a very, very good attempt to try and end the game by stealthing into the base. And this is where you've got to have very, very good map awareness and pay attention. I mean, they did, this is scarily close. And you've got, your damage coming in like that. It was pretty well thwarted, but still, you've got to look out for these things. So the enemy attempts once again. So at this point, we are over 3 hours into the game. And with some, boots of travel and stuff like that, they get a direct hit on the base. This is scary. We're going to lose, but thank goodness we saved that glyph. And then Pudge comes in for the action, and the whole enemy team dies. And of course, that Ancient is going to regenerate over time. So, whew, you got to keep those advances at bay. So now we're into our 4th hour. Gameplay. At this point, the team's pretty angry. Divine Rapiers just been dropped here, there, and everywhere. And of course, Techies has left plenty of control mechanisms on the board. And the enemy team continues to regenerate, survive, treants, healing stuff, and then just interrupt. There you go. Look at that disable. It's like, well, that's why you save your buybacks. And then continue onwards. I mean, everyone is super, super fat. They are ultra tanky. And that's kind of the problem as well at level 25, is you then kind of, you're only going to progress so much further. Oh yeah, and here are some cheeses, replications, smokes. Look at the minimap, alright? Just look at the minimap right now. Look at it. It's just pure perma vision. And they're going for another Roshan contest, alright? Think about the respawn time. How many times you can do Roshan in a 4-hour game? Oh dear. So yeah, it's all good. The thing I would say in Pudge's defense, because I've been slating Pudge. Pudge saves people as well as he ganks people, and I think that, to be fair, actually is a saving grace for him, because regularly people are getting struck, particularly against the Legion Commander, and Pudge just gets in there and he just sorts them out, and it's so that's pretty sweet. Let's not knock Pudge and his interference with the game. But and then it's just, there is 0 pushing attempts. Now obviously, when you let the game go on for this long, creep waves are just going to naturally push. And there's nothing you can do about that. There's racks will eventually go down, but you can do a lot to try and stall that process. And then if you just, every time the enemy teleports in or pushes a lane, and then just uni gank them, and do that 5 divine rapiers from sniper thing, then you're good. You're good, and they're just going to really lose steam. So of course, you got to ask yourself as a Dota player, even a high-end professional player, what's the point of continuing anymore? And the rage quit point is usually within the 4th or 5th hour. So in this case, it's the 4th hour. And with the techies ruining a Legion Commander, there's a lot of upset and tears. And at that point, rage quits begin. And there it is. 3 people rage quit because they're just like, you guys are trolls. You disgust me. You're doing this. This is awful. Invoker and Ancient Apparition, to their credit, though, decide to stick it out. Because like, screw this. We're not going to be victims to your... we don't care about your experiment. We're going to stick this out. We've come this far. Let's do this. Finally, we go into world record attempts. Now, at this point, obviously, when you've got 2 people controlling 5 heroes, you're going to have difficulties. You're going to have challenges associated. Like this treant just standing casually next to this Dark Willow, just having a good time, and then there you go. Peace out. Meanwhile, the base collection of Roshan items and smokes is going pretty well. Now, probably the most satisfying thing about this, besides of course the world record attempt completion, I mean, and like I say, over 5 hours playing a single game of Dota is an achievement in its own. But let's look at what the enemy does to deal with this. And bear in mind, that's an Invoker and an Ancient Apparition after their teammates abandon, because there's no hope. Oh yeah, that's right. Techies is such a hardcore carry now, Legion Commander can't face him. Anyway, so this is from the enemy perspective. Obviously, they're trashing in the base. Lots of control there on the Techies. Techies comes back, kills them. He's like, I don't care, whatever. But then Invoker comes back again. Is like, well, screw you. No, screw you. Let's do this. Mess you up. Bearing in mind though that Techies has a lot of control and sustain items, that unfortunately is completely irrelevant. Pudge's hanging out. Techies is just being a nuisance. Let's make this game last as long as possible. World records are being set. And then this happens. While Invoker is dead, while Techies is having a good time, people have neglected to note that actually this is a very, very leveled Legion Commander. And this is a very leveled Troll. So the plan was exceptionally simple. Go into the base and end the game. It's about 3 hits for Legion Commander. Trigger all the stuff, and then... Oh! Dire win anyway! And that, friends, in a nutshell, is how to have really long games and get people to rage quit. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you learned something or laughed along the way. Please, as always, give the video a like, subscribe, and share. Goodbye.